It's 94.7 FM Blair Radio, our local guest segments brought to us by RVR Bank. I want to say thank you to RVR Bank being a great sponsor and partnering with us, bringing information, news all about Blair, Washington County and the surrounding area today. We have Jana joining us today. Jana, your last name is?
Holcomb.
Jana Holcomb. Okay, actually, I recognize that name from somewhere, but
I believe the principal of the high school
right.
last name is Holcomb.
Yeah,
but
that's
there's
right.
no relation. It's my husband's name, and he's not from here. So.
Yeah, and so because she's from like North Platte area, so that's
Dakota City.
Dakota City. Okay,
Yep.
so further west of us.
No, Dakota City's actually I went to high school in South Sioux City.
Oh,
so
you're from Dakota City. I'm talking about the principal is over there.
Oh, right. Is the principal from North Platte?
Yeah, I believe
I didn't
so.
know that.
Anyway, but you're from Dakota City.
I am
Sorry
from
about
Dakota.
that.
All good.
Our cross information going on there. But so anyway, so you are from Nebraska.
I am.
And you have a farm. It's a specific type of farm, different farming going on right now.
Yes. Yeah. Around me is all kind of the basic farms that folks
crop
know of, the row crop and soybeans and corn. But no, we are not growing that on our farm. We are a flower farm.
A flower farm.
Yes.
So, but you have not always been in the flower farming business.
No, this is our third season growing flowers. So we're pretty new to it. We're pretty new to Blair too. My husband and I, like you said, I'm from Northeast Nebraska, but moved here and purchased our home the end of 2022.
Okay.
And so we're working on our third year of growing flowers here.
And so tell us a little bit about the journey from Dakota City to Blair. You actually toured the world a bit, didn't you?
We have toured the world, yeah. So I joined the Air National Guard at age 17, senior year of high school, and did that for nearly 24 years and retired from that in 2023. And met my husband on a deployment in 2012, and he was active duty Air Force. And so at that point, I'd gone to college in Kansas City, was living in Minnesota, and then got with him and moved around the world. And we really did. We lived in Germany for a few years. We were in DC, Boston. We really saw a lot of places and did a lot of things and had a couple of kids. And then we both retired from the military in 2023 and needed a spot to settle down in. And I said, well, I know some good folks in Nebraska. Let's go. Yeah. Let's go back.
So it was the now what and
right.
question of life and brings you back to Nebraska. So the now what expanded into how did we get into a farm?
Right. Well, if you would have told me when I was 17 and I left Nebraska, if you would have told me I would have come back and I would farm, I would have told you were crazy. My grandparents both farm, both sets of grandparents farm. My parents grew up on farms, and I really had no interest in any of it. But I have kind of an entrepreneurial spark, and I really wanted to work for myself. And so we kind of found a way to do that. And I was just really interested in finding a way to build beauty into my everyday lives and then my everyday life, and then to be able to share that with the people around me. It really brings me joy. So there's just something about cut flowers. People just love flowers, right. And so I've met a lot of people who are just really excited about us being here, and so I think it's the right choice.
So did you do a lot of research before you're like, okay, this is how we do this, or is it
Absolutely.
Like trial and error? Let's see what happens.
It's a little of both, really. I really did. I bought books. I watched YouTube videos and listened to podcasts and really tried to absorb as much information as I possibly could. But when it comes down to it, until you get your hands in the dirt, you don't really know how to do it. So I learned all the practical information, but it was about getting moving and getting seeds in the soil and figuring it out on my own. So it's really been a mixture of both.
So really quick, plug the name of your business is.
Of course. It's Ferne Valley Farm, and that's Ferne with an E at the end, Ferne Valley Farm.
And then you have a website and
We
everything?
do. It's www.fernvalleyfarm.com.
Nice and simple.
Nice and easy.
Nice
We're
and
on
easy.
Facebook. We're on Instagram at Fern Valley Farm. Again, don't forget the E at the end of Fern. It's my grandmother's name.
Oh,
and so
nice legacy.
Yeah, she spelled it with an E at the end, and so it's unusual, and sometimes it throws people off when they're trying to find us.
Right.
But yeah, we really wanted to honor her memory and all of that. So, and we're kind of we're in the rolling hills, just southwest of town here, Blair, about two miles out of town. The corner of County Road 24 and County Road 27. And so sometimes it feels like we're kind of in a valley because there's hills all around us. And so we figured Fern Valley would be a nice name for the farm.
And so how does that work? Do you have greenhouses, or is this out just in the land, or, you kind of wonder, because some of it you have to have probably a combination, right?
So right now we don't have any structures, any growing structures. Although we are, we're in the talks right now with a grant regarding getting a high tunnel or a greenhouse. So hopefully by the end of this year we will have one. But right now for the first 3 seasons we've just been growing it right in the ground. The homestead we have, it's 11 acres, and it's I'm farming flowers on about a half of an acre, which it doesn't sound like a lot until you think about that it's flowers. Yeah. It's quite a lot. So yes, it's former cattle pasture, and so we converted a part of that to these flower beds.
And then is that a seasonal, different flowers for different seasons, or?
Yeah, so we typically, obviously because we don't have the structures, we are kind of at the will of Mother Nature, and so I start seeds in like January, February, and we usually have flowers. We have, of course, our spring tulips, daffodils, things like that.
Right.
But we're opening our U-Pick. Actually, our U-Pick flower field here is opening this coming weekend. So It's been a long time coming when you think about you're starting seeds in February, and then finally, right before the beginning of July, you're finally getting the fruits of your labor. So our flower field is just bursting with color, and it's ready for folks to come out and enjoy. So I do succession planning, so that we will open this weekend, and we should have flowers to pick through the end of September, if not early October.
Wow.
So we've got a lot of varieties and a lot of different flowers that bloom at different times.
So what are some of the varieties you have?
Well, right now, our black-eyed Susans are really bursting open. We've got snapdragons. Our stock is wide open right now. We've got ranunculus is something that's already kind of gone. It's an early summer flower, so we were at the Blair Farmers Market a few weeks ago selling a bunch of that. And then coming up, we do have Lysianthus. So I'm throwing out a lot of varieties here that some people may be familiar with, and other people may be familiar with. So Lysianthus are really a showstopper. They're just gorgeous. We've got I believe I put 1,100 of those in the ground this year.
Oh, wow.
And then we have dahlias as well. We have a couple of varieties of 4 varieties of dahlias, and we have I want to say 350, maybe 400 dahlia plants in the ground right now. So, and then a lot of beautiful fillers and smaller flowers and greenery and different things like that. So just a really great variety of, for people to come out and pick.
And then, so it's self-pick. So
it is,
that's a fun, different concept as well.
Yeah, that's really what we wanted to focus on this year. The past 2 years, we've really focused on farmers markets, both in Blair and in Omaha. And but my goal all along has really been to get people to the farm.
Yeah.
And so we're really pushing that hard this year. I'm not doing very many markets. I'm leaving as many of the flowers in the field as I can, so that when people arrive, it's just an abundance of stems that you can pick. So we do have a reservation system on our website, but we also offer, walk-in for our open hours, which I can share here in a minute if you'd like. But people come, and it's $20. You just hand over $20. I give you a jar with water in it. You can borrow some snips, and you have at it, and you stuff that jar as full as you can get it. You bring it home and enjoy.
Yeah.
And I think one thing that people really have enjoyed about the flowers that I grow is that around here, you don't have a lot of local. There are some flower farms around here actually, and I've met several of the other farmers, and it's a wonderful community of people. But when you go to the store, you typically are not finding flowers that are locally grown,
Right.
And so they might be a week old, and they might have been picked and shipped and all of that kind of stuff. And so people are really surprised and really pleased with the flowers that we grow because they last such a long time, and they're meant to be in this climate and everything else, and so it's. A lot of people look at them and think that they kind of look like a wildflower mix. They're not. They take a lot of work.
Right,
if they were wild, it wouldn't take very much work. But they really do just have a lot of color and beauty, and they last a very long time
Because they are truly fresh.
They are truly fresh. Yeah.
Right from the farm to your table.
Absolutely.
And so that it's there's farm to table in different ways.
Absolutely.
Right there. That's in a greenery way. So what are your hours?
So the hours for the U-Pick, again, we open this Saturday, and but going forward, we will be open Thursday through Sunday of every week, except for, there may be the occasional holiday, personal reasons why we might be closed. But overall, our open hours are Thursday from, now I got to get this right, Thursday from 1 p.m. to 8 p.m., Friday from 1 p.m. to 8 p.m., Saturday from 11 a.m. to 8 p.m., and then Sunday, a little bit of a shorter day, 11 to 4.
Sure.
So we really, it's a gorgeous place to be, and we wanted to keep it open later some of those days so that people can come out in the evenings, because the sunsets, I tell you, the sunsets out there are just spectacular. So anybody who wants to come out, those are our hours. And again, walk-ins are available, but we also on our website, we have a system where you can actually sign up for a spot, and then you'll know we're open, we know we're there, and you can check for our hours on there. Yeah. Okay.
And so again, that is Fern Valley, Fern with an E, valleyfarms.com.
It's Fern Valley Farm, not plural.
.farms, just farm.com.
Yeah, fernvalleyfarm.com.
And you can follow along on Facebook and Instagram and all the social medias as well.
We're on those. So.
And so you have, whenever you have changing of seasons and stuff like that, you always post that out. It's like, this is what's growing now, or things like that.
Absolutely, yeah.
And then, like you said, it's fresh, so it lasts longer.
It does. It really does. So we also, in addition to the U-Pick, we do have a CSA flower subscription. So CSA is community supported agriculture. There are a lot of produce farms and things that do this, where people sign up ahead of time, and then for 6, 8, 12 weeks, whatever, you get a box of produce every week, right? Yeah. We do that, a kind of spin on that on the flower farm. And so we have a flower subscription service. It's 2 6-week sessions where you sign up ahead of time, and then every Wednesday for 6 weeks, you get a fresh bouquet. So today was my second delivery day for that first session, and ran into some folks who said, well, gosh, the bouquet you brought me a week ago,
it's still good.
It still looks brand new. So what am I going to do with this one? So they're having to put one in one room and one in the other because the flowers are lasting so long. Yeah, absolutely.
Well, then, what better way to have the beauty from outdoors, indoors last longer? So,
absolutely.
And then be able to move, like you said, I'll just move it to a new room, have a new feel from that room.
For sure.
So again, Thursday through Sunday is going to be, and you can go through the website and find the hours, or is it best just to do the reservation?
We prefer it just because it gives us a heads up that folks are coming out. I'm going to be there in the field during those hours, and if you show up, I'm going to help you. And I'm just excited to have people out there. So if you don't have a reservation, I don't want that to deter anyone. So come on out to the farm and pick some flowers and enjoy what we've got.
All right. And then as that more people grow, the business will grow as the flowers grow. So.
Absolutely. Yeah. We really hope over the coming years to grow it into a kind of a destination where people are going to want to come. So right now you've got the flowers, but we're hoping in the future years to get animals and to have, maybe some, I don't want to say playground equipment, but fun things for the kids to play on and do and all of that. We know that we've been to, especially when we lived on the East Coast, we've been to farms that have, all the bells and whistles, and I could even think of some local, farms around here, maybe in the fall that have some sorts of things like that.
Time
but what we really want to have that during the summertime, and have a place where people want to come from Omaha or from any of the surrounding areas and just come and spend a few hours and enjoy enjoy the beauty of the farm.
All right. So learn more, VerneValleyFarm.com or Facebook or any of your social medias. But again, learn more about it. And kicking off the open house, you're saying we're just starting this thing off on Saturday.
On Saturday.
This Saturday.
Yep. Saturday the 28th is when we're opening at 11 a.m.
11 a.m. Come on out and check that out. Again, fresh flowers. And again, it's a brand new business. It's a business of supporting our community, supporting our area. Again, it's going out on a leap of faith, be able to do that. And again, thank you for believing in the area and putting something new and fascinating right here into Blair, Washington County and the surrounding area.
Absolutely. We love being in Blair. It's been wonderful.